Send out my shares really quickly, guys. We're going to get started. I hope all is well with everybody today. Happy Thursday, or happy day in general, because when this comes out, it'll be later on YouTube. But I hope that you're having a great start to your day. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I hit everybody. All right. I hope you're having a great day so far. Today, we're going to be talking about hormonal imbalances and getting back into that and bridging that gap between understanding why so many people are dealing with like fatigue, brain fog, PMS, and different symptoms from the body that is showing you that you are out of sync. And so, waking up tired and feeling fatigued all the time is not normal. Dragging through your day is not normal. And then blaming yourself for not having enough energy or willpower or motivation to go to the gym, do what you need to do when it comes to meal prepping and etc. is how we are programmed into society and how we view what healthy life is for the working person who is maybe a mother or struggling or dealing with family issues. And this is the whole plethora of what we see in a cycle of endlessly thinking that there's something wrong with us and there's something wrong with our body, instead of looking at the system that we are under and seeing that there is something wrong with the system that has programmed us to believe this is the way that we have to live our life in order for us to be healthy. Because the truth is, you're sitting here fatigued, brain fog, dealing with mood swings. You're sitting here dealing with all these cravings and bloating. You're dealing with the issues of PMSing or irregular cycles or heavy cycles, weight gain that you can't explain. And these aren't random. These things are not random at all. There are signs from your body to let you know that you are out of alignment and it's crying out for help. But you're not hearing these things because you're not set into a society that allows you to listen to your body, hear what it needs, and then tend to it. But instead, we are programmed into just making it day by day, consuming to make it to the next day, feeding your family to make it to the next day. And we do this continuous cycle of putting our health on the back burner. And this is how we get out of alignment with what our body is supposed to feel like. So this is not your fault that you didn't know that you're not supposed to be sitting here feeling tired and fatigued all the time. And it's deeper than just because you need coffee and you need more rest, you need more sleep, but rather understanding that food is going to tailor to the energy that you have or the lack thereof. And understanding that the experience that you're having of waking up tired and even on a full night's sleep is a sign of hormonal imbalances. And these are not an issue that it's something wrong with your body and there's something wrong with you and to blame your body and yourself for, but to understand that depending on coffee, sugary snacks for your cravings, or any other food item that you are currently living through the lifestyle in is pushing you through the day. It's not helping you use food as your medicine to rebalance and help you throughout your day, but it's helping you make it through the day. Because there's a difference between thriving in your space versus managing. And too many of y'all are just managing in the space that you're in. You're just hoping to make it by and holding on to the next day. And when you are feeling like your body is working against you from struggling with your cycle, struggling with fatigue, struggling with your brain fog, dealing with the issues of being scatterbrained, feeling like you're forgetful, you are no longer going to trust yourself internally. Your body cannot trust you to make the right decisions, and you cannot trust yourself to listen to the body that you have. So then you think there's something wrong with it. And it puts you in this endless cycle of no matter what diet or what workout you try, something is not right. But when you look at the full system that you were under in a plethora and make the connections, they have trained us into thinking that these things are normal, that you have to deal with this every single day. Or worse, to think that you're being lazy and yet you're broken because you're not following in the societal system of diet culture and doing it the way that they have programmed you into believing is the only way for you to be healthy. Because you're not broken. What's broken is the fact that we are taught to treat our bodies like something to put on the back burner instead of taking care of ourselves first so that everything else can align. Understanding how to sync with your cycle as a woman. Understanding how to support your hormones so you're not hormonally imbalanced. But you have to start using food as your medicine first in order for you to care for your body properly and to see the change and the shift in your energy. But when you're not educated on the root cause of the issue that you're having, the symptom that you're having, the problem that you're having, you're not going to know how to break it down in order for you to get to the solution of the symptom that you're having. And so there's plenty of people who are following diet culture and believe this is the only way for them to be healthy. And so since they're following diet culture and believe this is the only way for them to be healthy, they feel disconnected from not only their health journey, but also their body. And so you go through this plethora of different diets and trying keto, paleo, Weight Watchers. You're trying to balance your hormones in your gut with supplements. And then you're sitting back and you're wondering why you're so stressed. But it's because your body is overloaded and overwhelmed. And that overloaded feeling is causing your body, your system itself, to feel disconnected. From your brain to your gut to your liver, your pancreas, your kidney, your adrenal glands, all of your systems are feeling disconnected from you by the habits that you have. And so it does not trust you. And since it no longer can trust you, they all are talking to each other saying, well, you're going to have to take the overload for today with toxins. You're going to have to hold on to this excess estrogen. And this is making all of them work overtime to try to compensate, to support each other. This lifestyle is going to lead you down a ripple effect of you developing chronic illnesses or diseases. And then you're going to sit back and you're going to be trying to figure out why in the world you develop diabetes or how all the women in your family develop breast cancer. But everybody in your family has the same terrible toxic habits. And that's why you've all gone down the same path. It's not because all of the women in your family get breast cancer because it just runs in your genes. But it's because all of you have the same terrible toxic habits and nobody has changed them because nobody has actually gotten to the root cause of y'all's issues. So yes, you're going to have all these different pain points of sitting here feeling tired, sitting here dealing with fatigue, depending on coffee and sugar for energy, having to sit back and deal with the heavy, irregular, or PMS during, after, before your cycle. And your body is so overwhelmed and so stressed out that you're putting yourself in this snowball effect of having hormonal imbalances, which is going to lead you later on in life as women having fibroids, as men developing breast cancer. These are things that are related to each other. Having cervical cancer, testicular cancer. These are related. It's not just one day you wake up and your body decides it can't fight anymore and you develop cancer. But it's been years of you not supporting your system giving you signs to let you know, hey, you're leading me down a path of a cancerous state. And then you not knowing what that looks like. So you just keep continuously feeding your cravings, continuously dealing with the painful irregular cycle, sitting here dealing with hormonal imbalances, dealing with brain fog and fatigue, and not seeing the signs that your body is overloaded. Because your liver is your detoxification place. But when you're sitting here overloaded with the toxins from processed foods, from alcohol, from sugary snacks, skincare, cleaning products, all of these affect your liver detoxification. And it cannot do its job in filtering out the excess hormones properly. So then you're going to become estrogen dominant or progesterone dominant. And now you're having the issue, if you have estrogen dominance, of estrogen buildup, which is leaving you moody, bloated, and inflamed. And it's going to lead you down a path of developing some type of cancer. Because this is how the number one leading cause of breast cancer, cysts, fibroids, cervical cancer in general, this is a big main key factor of why so many people are struggling and dealing with cancer. It's a main key factor why so many people develop diabetes. Because when you have the issue of your hormones not being regulated and it comes to your cycle hormones, your estrogen, your progesterone, do you know that also affects your insulin? Because when you're sitting here throwing off your estrogen and overloading your body, your pancreas is going to be overloaded as well. And this is your area where it's supposed to balance your blood sugar. But when it's in a panic state already, you don't eat the way that your body is needing you to eat, to flush, to cleanse, to reset. Your pancreas is working overtime every single day, all night. Sugar spikes, processed carbs. You're sitting here dealing with your blood sugar being unstable every time you eat. And this is not just because, you hit 2 p.m. and you're craving sweets, so you eat that, and by 3, 4, you need a nap. But it's understanding, because not only as a woman do we go through an insulin resistant state every single month in a cycle phase, but we also, as a society, don't teach not only younger generations and ourselves how to use stabilizers so that we don't spike our blood sugar, which does not cause an energy crash. So that itis that you're feeling after you eat your meal is not normal, but it's because you're lacking the nutrition that you need to stabilize yourself. And so instead of your body going, okay, I'm stabilized, I'm feeling good, I'm going to convert this into energy, your body goes, ooh, your insulin's been spiked. I know that you eat this on a regular, and if I go to sleep, at least I'm going to be able to kind of sort of balance myself out right now and not feel completely overloaded. So I'm going to make you feel sleepy because you didn't get any energy from that food. But instead, I'm having to work overtime to digest. So what do? You go sit down, you go take a nap, you relax because now your body has no energy. Instead of you getting up, using a stabilizers to eat, and then also realizing that a lot of y'all, all you need is a 10 to 15 minute walk after you eat, and it'll make you feel a whole lot better after you eat that crap that you eat. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what you're eating, which food is medicine, a lot of y'all don't even have the habits for you to stabilize yourself in the space that you're in, and you're causing yourself more damage along with the damage that you're doing with the foods that you eat. These gurus, these quick, fast supplement people are not teaching you things and will not teach you these things because either they don't know or they're gatekeeping. Doctors aren't going to teach you these things because the majority of them don't know because they're not taught this under their programs. But when you do research and you see not only from other countries with the way that they eat and the way that they do their scientific studies, and they promote to people using stabilizers in their food, and they're not dealing with a diabetes epidemic. They're not dealing with the issue of hormonal imbalances running through their women like crazy. You see, it's because we are not aligned and we are not balanced. And this is not because we're lacking motivation or we're lazy. But we're programmed into a society and a system that makes us tired. It makes us stressed out and it makes us fatigued to the point where you have no discerning thoughts and no energy every single day. And so you can't make any discerning habits towards your health. You can't make that executive decision to go to the gym today because you don't have any energy to use to convert. And so even when you're in the mindset of pushing through and getting through it, even when you're tired and you've been doing this for years, you are still doing more harm than good by doing that because your body is panicked. When you have no energy to convert and to use, or you have no food from nutritional foods and use that to convert it into energy, your body panics and it does not know what to do at all. And that sounds about right. When you are on the SAD diet, the standard American diet, you are going to have those issues of mental clarity. And I'm going to dive into this when we talk about the gut because it is connected. When you are sitting here eating the foods that are promoted to us in a standard American diet, meat, dairy, processed snacks, and etc., little bit of limited amount of vegetables on the side, and fruits if you can get it, your gut is going to be inflamed. Because your pH balance has to be at a set point. Thank you for the likes and the comments. I really appreciate it. So when your pH balance is not at a set point, it cannot absorb nutrients from the food that you eat, nor can it convert this in your digestive tract because everything is trying to play catch up. This gut imbalance is going to leave you depleted. It's going to have issues with your hormone balance because when your pH is not where it needs to be, this spikes your cortisol because your body is in panic mode saying, oh, you keep eating and you eat 3 times a day and your pH is too low for me to be able to digest any food. I need this for energy and I'm still not getting enough energy. And then on top of that, I need vitamins and minerals throughout the day for other things with your system, with your kidney, your liver, your pancreas, and your heart, all the vital key components, your brain. And you're not getting that. And so then it's the instability has you craving more food, have you craving sugar to be specific. And when your blood sugar is spiked, we know this, you crave sugar. But instead of you giving yourself what it needs for stabilizers, what it needs for nutrients, you sit here and you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to fill my body with an inflammatory sugar. Because if I put this inflammatory sugar in my body, it'll make me feel good and give me energy for a minute. And it's putting you in this plethora of throwing off your system from your blood sugar to your gut. And your gut and your brain are directly connected. And science has nicknamed your brain, your gut, your second brain. And the reason why is because of that, not only that connection with your cortisol spike and your hormones, but also understanding that when you have a overloaded gut and a low pH, this is going to throw off your adrenal glands, because your brain sends out signals and your gut sends signals back to the brain to let you know that, hey, I'm stabilized, I'm good, cortisol is low, or cortisol is high, I'm not good. And then this affects how your adrenal glands pump out estrogen or progesterone. And more people are noticing that they're estrogen dominant, and not because that they are having issues and they need to be on birth control, but it's because they're eating estrogen dominant foods, throwing off their gut balance, and then they're having that issue of their adrenal gland producing too much estrogen that is getting stored inside the liver. The liver is overloaded with toxins. Do you see the full system of how everything is connected, and people are not bridging that gap enough? They're not making those connections enough. And so you're not getting to the root cause because you're not educating yourself on how these are all connected. So even if you're eating healthy and you're eating a salad, or you're eating healthy and you're supporting your system with keto or paleo, Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or Whole30, you're not supporting yourself in detoxing and flushing and getting your mind right when you are following a standard American diet. Because even though that, I think right now, I don't know in the diet space, but I know like keto and paleo was like a really big thing in the past couple of years. They are coming out with more articles talking about, from scientific studies, how, I want to say it's keto. If I'm not incorrect, I think it's keto. How keto puts your body in a more stressed out state than doing any other diet, and how it causes you to have hormonal imbalances. And it's going to cause more problems because of the lack of healthy carbs on that diet, as well as the other combinations of keto friendly foods that make your blood sugar get spiked and don't stabilize it. But people are swearing by these diets. And the reason why they're swearing by this diet is because yo-yo dieting is popular. It's normalized. But the common things that have been normalized are the common things that are making you sick and keeping you a customer to Western medicine. And they're going to keep you coming back because you believe that it's just you and you're the person that's wrong. But it's not you. Your body is not the problem. When you start to actually understand that there's nothing wrong with your body, but it's something wrong with the system, you'll stop blaming yourself for feeling tired and not wanting to go into the gym. You'll stop blaming yourself for wanting those cookies and those cakes that you've been eating all your life, because in reality, they've put all these additives and fillers in the food to make you crave it. And they make you want to eat it. And so then when you don't get it, now you're sitting here craving it even more. And in 30 minutes or less, now you're hangry. It's not you. It's the system that you were programmed under, and how they treat us as people are less than. Because people to them, who are the common folk, are less than. We are still indoctrinated into a slavery society, no matter what your race is, because they teach us to consume like slaves. Eat what you can, make it to the next day. Feed your family what you can, make it to the next day, instead of fueling your body. Because if you're fueling your body, you're not going to be sitting here with anxiety. You're not going to be sitting here with depression. You're not going to be sitting here with all this fatigue. But when you're in this space of throwing off your gut, making your liver overloaded, throwing off your pancreas, you're going to be sitting here inflamed. You're going to be sitting here dealing with an unhealthy brain, which is going to send signals of panic, which is going to cause anxiety, which is going to cause panic attacks. And then years of doing this is going to cause depression. And it's not because you're lazy. A lot of people think that they're lazy, and you're lacking hydration and oxygen on a cellular level. That's another thing that I forgot to mention when we were talking about breaking down the bodies, is understanding that y'all aren't getting hydration on a cellular level, which affects your brain function as well. It's going to affect your gut flow. It's going to affect your digestion. It's going to affect how everything is moving inside the body. So when you're not hydrated, it's going to cause blockage. When you're not getting oxygen, It's going to cause an issue of now cancer can thrive in your space, because that's the reason why they started creating that cancer pill that I haven't caught up with. I haven't stayed with rather, about what the development is for that new cancer pill. I had a family member who was on it. They passed away because it's not oxygen from a natural source. So it's only so much that it can do in a space. And so when you are not getting that oxygen on a cellular level, that is going to cause cancer to thrive in your space, because cancer cannot thrive in an oxygenated state. Diseases and illnesses, specifically illnesses, cannot thrive in a fully hydrated space and a fully oxygenated space. And when your cells are not getting those things, they cannot replicate in a normal space, in a normal state. So then you're in a panic mode of your body is trying to get your cells to replicate themselves, but they can't. And so now you're having a lack of flow. And this is a breeding ground for chronic disease. This is a breeding ground for you to develop things like what happened in 2020, for you to get high blood pressure, heart disease, kidney disease, liver failure, high blood sugar, dealing with diabetes and insulin resistance. This is a space that you are putting yourself in by believing that there is something wrong with you and there's something wrong with your body, instead of assessing the situation or what you're in currently when it comes to this society. Because people are not putting two and two together that toxins store inside of your fat cells. And when you are sitting here dealing with toxins storing inside of your fat cells, and you have excess fat, you have excess weight that you cannot get rid of, and it's not the lack of trying, but it's the lack of fact that your body's just not working with you. So you think it's something wrong with your body, and you can't work out any harder than you already are, or you have no more energy to give. It's storing toxins, which is going to cause you to have hormonal imbalances, and it's leading you down a path of developing diseases, because all of these things are connected. When toxins are stored inside of you, toxins are going to cause you to have inflammation. Inflammation fuels diseases. Inflammation is going to fuel you having anxiety. It's going to fuel you having an unhealthy gut. It's going to fuel you having a liver that cannot detoxify itself. It's going to fuel you having a kidney that can no longer support the blood. And so now your blood is sitting here tainted. This is an issue that many people are dealing with in the older generations, but they're seeing it happen to people younger and younger, and it's getting worse. It's not like how on the old days where they were like, kids are developing this. It's kind of weird. And then it kind of went away, but they're seeing that it's prevalent. It's now becoming a statistic that is going to surpass the adults, because they're seeing more teens and young adults that are developing insulin resistance earlier and earlier. And they are about to surpass adults who have usually been the leaders of having insulin resistance or diabetes. So if you're thinking about the fact that, okay, why is it happening earlier? Why are kids developing insulin resistance when that was, especially at the rate that we are? It's because we're not changing any habits, and it's getting worse. And the reason why it's getting worse is because our food is declining. We're consuming and not looking at anything. We're being lied to on labels. We see that it says a low-calorie snack and we go grab it. We don't know how to read enough labels. We don't know how to actually have a discerning thought. And it's because a lot of people are stressed out, overworked, and cannot make a discerning decision. At the end of the day, all they can do is consume to thrive and survive in that space. That's all they can do. And this is from a managing space, not a healed or healing space. And that's because society does not teach you how to heal. It teaches you how to manage. It teaches you how to hold on to the neglect, overworking, and disconnection. That's what it teaches you to hold on to that system. Because it's not something wrong with the system, it's something wrong with you. That's what they teach you to believe. It runs in your family, it's you, it's the women. But they don't teach you that they have taught your family, all the women's generations before you, how to eat the terrible toxic foods. And they changed the ingredients and didn't teach anybody how to read labels. And so thinking about the full cycle of generation after generation of women that don't know how to take care of their bodies with food. And then on top of that, we're not taught how to sync with our cycle phases. It makes sense why we're so hormonally imbalanced. It makes sense why so many women are dealing with fibroids, dealing with cysts. And it's more than just a physical issue, but it's an energetic issue as well, an emotional, a spiritual issue. Because that stress that they're putting you under, whether it's work or family related, which they have caused a lot of these stressors, it puts you in a space where you cannot have a discerning thought. And so your cycle, your hormones, your energy, they're going to feel like a punishment instead of a sign to let you know you've been doing what you needed to do this month. Your cycle is going to be simple. It's going to be simple to go through versus you haven't been doing what you needed to do. So yes, you're going to deal with PMS. Yes, it's going to be irregular. Yes, it's going to be heavy. Like the full plethora of what your body is showing you when you're fatigued, when you're dealing with pain, when you're dealing imbalances. It's not because it's trying to betray you, but it's trying to guide you into alignment and show you that you're not doing what you need to do. These symptoms are not random. They give the follow. It's something for you to understand how to decipher them. Because like I said, when you break a bone, it heals itself. So how come you can't heal your teeth and remineralize your teeth? How come you can't heal from a disease? This is according to what they tell us and what they teach us, what they teach these doctors to tell us. But people are out here, they stop eating meat, they stop consuming dairy, they stop eating processed snacks. They go to fruits and vegetables, just strictly fruits, and they heal themselves from cancer. No chemo, no radiation. That is not an isolated incident and that they just got the luck of the draw and that they're just so lucky. But it's because they finally got connected to their body instead of silencing it. Understanding how coffee and medications and diet culture is a distraction to keep you imbalanced. The healing happens when you actually lean in and listen to your body and allow it to shift. Seeing the fact that shifting your habits starts with you making little small changes and getting in the natural rhythm of what your body is supposed to feel like as a woman with each cycle phase. And addressing the cycle phases, not just sitting here going, well, I don't know how to cycle sync and now I've learned the phases. And so what I'm going to do is with this phase, I'm going to tell everybody that I'm PMSing. But understanding you shouldn't be PMSing and it's not normal. We have made it normal because it's common, but it's not normal for women to be PMSing every single month. It's not normal for you to be sitting here not having a discerning thought at all before and during your cycle. It's not normal for you to have heavy, irregular cycles that feel like they're taking you out. It is not normal for you to be sitting here dealing with hormonal imbalances and thinking just because all the women in your family have developed fibroids that you're going to have it too. When you're using food as your medicine, this means you're nourishing your body and it's giving you whole foods that stabilize your blood sugar, that detoxify the excess estrogen, that support you in flushing and gives you the balance that you are looking for internally. And it helps you be able to feel good externally. Eliminating toxins mean you reduce the burden on your liver and your kidneys by swapping out the products that have made you toxic, whether it is cleaning products, whether it's your feminine hygiene, personal products, or the foods that you're eating. Because the habits that you have are keeping you stuck in survival mode. But that's because they've been trained to you to keep you there. Just like how you see on TV, and I talk about this, I haven't talked about it in a minute, but when you see a good hearty breakfast that they put on TV and promote to you, you see a whole full breakfast, waffles, eggs, bacon, sausage, inflammatory orange juice that's not fresh squeezed. Like they have all of this different plethora, pancake syrup instead of maple syrup, and it's programming. And you see that, and you can see it on TV. And they show you this. They've been showing us this. When you look at old shows, when you look at current shows, this is a good, healthy breakfast for everybody. But you should not be breaking your fast with not only this big of a meal, but also you should not be breaking your fast with pork, with inflammatory sugars, and non-natural syrup at that, because pancake syrup is not natural syrup. That is a man-made processed syrup that is made in a factory full of sugar. You should be sitting here eating and drinking any type of processed anything that is not coming from a natural source. The orange juice coming from a processed source, not a natural source. They literally will strip all of the natural ingredients from a drink, from a food, and then they'll add it back in. Oh, this had no fiber, so they added in fiber. That's the reason why it says added fiber. It had no nutrients in it, so they had to add in vitamin C, D, and E. They stripped all the nutrients, or it didn't have any nutritional value in it, so they had to add it in. And your body does not recognize fake fiber. It does not recognize fake vitamins. It does not recognize fake minerals. And so what that gets stored into is a toxin inside of your fat cell. Your energy comes back, your mood stabilizes, your cravings will ease themselves, your cycle will regulate itself, and your mind will start to have clarity when you realize that you've never been broken, nor are you broken, but you're just out of alignment and you have to shift that. And shifting that can be simplified. It does not have to be difficult. It's a matter of you sitting back saying, I hear this, I recognize this, and not harboring onto the information that you got, or going to gossip about it to your friend and saying, well, I heard this today and this was really good content. But actually understanding that you need to make a change, and it starts with small little habit changes. Many people cannot do it themselves. And I say this all the time. A lot of people who say, well, I'll start Friday or I'll start tomorrow. If you would have, and you could have do it on your own, you would have already started and you would have already been doing it. Because how many times have you sat back and you said, I'm going to eat right, I'm going to do this. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to do this for a month or two. And then within a week, a couple days, you're like, yeah, no. And then you just stop. Or you don't feel that motivation, or you don't have that simplicity. So it gets overcomplicated. Because that happens when you're following the culture that has poisoned you. They don't set you up in a system that makes you feel comfortable. They design it to make you feel uncomfortable, to make you confused. And so what I want to help you be able to do is to support your system fully. In my Balanced Body program, I not only help women be able to balance their body completely with their hormones, be able to use food as their medicine, make non-toxic products, and also make natural medicine, but release the toxins and get back into the life-giving rhythm, and then sustain that after. It is a 6-week program. And after that 6 weeks, you are going to be able to not only sustain those habits, but see a difference within a couple of days of how the body reacts when you change simple foods, when you change to simple foods, when you start to sync with your cycle, balance your hormones, support the system, not use quick fixes, but shift your lifestyle. Because the plan A that you are currently on with Western medicine is keeping you poisoned, it's keeping you sick. We have to get on to plan B. The healthcare system is not going to support you. It is no longer what it used to be, and you deserve better. You deserve more, and it's only getting worse. So before I hop off, I'll take any questions that you guys have, because I talked about the healthcare system in the last live. I think that live will be posted today. If not, it'll be the live before that will be posted today. And then the next live that was yesterday's will be posted tomorrow, or 2 days ago. It'll be posted, not tomorrow, Tuesday. Because I post every single Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube. So if you have missed a live and you want to catch that live, go check out my YouTube. If you are on my email list, every single Wednesday I send out a Wellness Wednesday email, just about information that I know, or what I've been researching, or breaking news that I've seen. So all the links are in my bio for the Balanced Body program. You can go check that out as well. If any of the links are not working, please let me know. Please, please, please. What questions do you guys have for me? Because you're not lazy and you're not broken. Your body is not against you. It's just a matter of finding that support that you were looking for and simplifying how to get to that space of sustaining it. Because too many people cannot sustain it because they have not simplified the process. I really do appreciate you guys for all the likes and the comments, by the way. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions for me today? Let me see. I don't think I missed anything. Don't think I did. I really appreciate you guys for the comments. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm going to hop off. If you have any questions about the program, please DM me. But there is more information linked in my bio, so you can know about that. You can get everything with Klarna, Affirmer, Afterpay. I do have plant-based cookbooks if you want to check those out. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I will see you guys tomorrow if the Most High allows.